Hi farmers, I hope you are doing well in your farms. Today I think we have to focus about the pomegranate fruit. Many people had been asking me how we do about the pomegranates, but the truth and fact, you need a lot of the research and a lot of the energy to ensure your pomegranate farm is successful. Another thing, people they never understand, there is always the process of everything. For example, when we talk about the pomegranate, you can't compare the soil pH of pomegranate farm with an orange farm. The preparation is always very different. It is totally different. It is very easy and very different. The only thing it is about the energy that you are using yourself and the focus you are focusing. When you stick something, be like a silly person in that kind of the thing until you finish the race. Now, today let us to talk about the process of growing the pomegranate. I think if you listen, for me I can't, there is one thing. We are not qualified to take some of the videos from the farm and then we take it to the public social media, because some of the farm there is an agreement for the data collection of the farm. Unless I take some of the few pictures that I normally use here to take, but those time you see you went there for service, so you can't go there to take the videos for those projects. There is some of projects that I can take the pictures and some I can't, according to the rule of the business of the company. Now, let us talk about the pomegranate. You see this pomegranate, this is what we talk about the good variety. There is a difference of the varieties. If I taste, I said let me take this kakiro and I want to make sure you know this is over 500 grams. This is almost 600 grams. I know you can't see, but it is almost 600 grams, which I can't cheat you. This is almost, it is only 3 grams remained to hit 600 grams for this pomegranate. This pomegranate, I have it in here in office of 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. The reason it came to me, it was because the buyers, when you grow something, you have to look what the buyers are looking and what the solution you can give to the buyer. Yes, the buyer will buy your produce, but for this pomegranate, if the exporter is exporting to Europe, how long this crop does take to be exported? You need to think which is the best variety that even I harvest today, still next week I can sell. It will not give me an headache. So as a farmer, that is one thing I want to tell you. The variety, always the varieties that you are investing on it is very important. So for me, what I want to tell you about the process, it is from the soil. Always, as we do not, lazima utumie uganga. I don't think because I'm called Stephen Mwanzia at uganga I have said very bad. No. In a farming there is a natural creativity, and those natural creativities you can call it just like uganga. It is a natural, because you are trying to avoid those too much stress of the labeling and a lot of the stress to invest in a long process. Now, when you start doing the farming of the pomegranate, make sure you test your soil. You take your soil to the laboratory. In case you take your soil to the laboratory, either they will bring ikona kasoro hamaina. There is way as we treat our soil in a natural way. Just get 1 acre. Get 1 acre of the land. Just get a manure, 5 tons. 5 tons manure. Either it's the good thing I can advise you, just mix the cow manure, chicken manure, and goat manure. Just mix them. Even the pig manure, it is good. Whichever the manure that you have. Then you get 2 tons of lime. Just mix. There is always a process of mixing those supplements, but never get tired because you know what you are going to get from that. After mixing manure with lime, you get a boron. There is a boron. Either you get it as organic, but it is very easy to get because all these things are mined. You get the boron, the powder one. You mix with the same manure. That is 1 ton. And then you get copper sulfate, 50 kgs. Unamwagilia just to spread to all of that manure just as you are mixing. You spread mixing that way. Here you need to note one thing. Every time you put in a product, make sure you mix immediately. It is a process. And then you get ammonia. Is it for my English? Don't mind, but it is ammonia. Ammonia. Let me just love myself. Ammonia. Anyway, you can understand what I'm saying. Ammonia. Because my tongue is very heavy. You get 200 kgs of ammonia. Then you spread to the same manure. Ammonia, it will go to help you to heal the virus was at the soil. And to prevent, it works like an antibiotic. It works like an antibiotic to your farm. So your soil cannot get diseases because there is something that you added to the soil and it did not want. And since as we did not have those kind of the sensors like the soil, that is why I prefer to advise people to add the ammonia. Ammonia 100 kgs to that formula. Another thing you have to add, it is magnesium sulfur. Yeah, is it sulfate? Yeah, sorry. There is magnesium sulfur and there sulfate, and there is magnesium nitrate. Now here you have to add magnesium nitrate 200 kgs to that formula. Then you mix. I'm taking it to so you can understand. It is always add and mix. From there, get another thing we called them there is this we called them mnaitaje omo ya aerial get 10 kgs. Spread to that the mixture, that omo. Then mix your the formulas. Once you mix all those things together, you are after mixing. The here thing is very simple. The reason we mix that to ensure the formula had built the right nutrients were needed by the pomegranate to avoid the attacking of the diseases and to avoid a lot of the soil challenges, the fungus. So, and to reduce the problem of the spraying. So to avoid a lot of the labor of spraying and to avoid the labor of the weeding or just taking the care. Now, after that you mix, my friend, then take your formula to spread to the samba after 14 days. After you mixed, you have to wait for 14 days. From the 14 days, then you have to go and to spread your samba. You spread to your land. You spread everywhere. Just to spread to make sure it has covered 1 acre, the formula that I have given you. Once you spread to your samba, then get the cows to come to follow, or just to get the tractor to follow. But make sure the tractor, it is not just it is not just digging deeper, in a deeper way. Then after that, still you can use the manual working just to get the people, and then they dig. It is just mixing the soil and this formula. Once they mix together, then leave it for 7 days so the soil can create a good relationship with the nutrients that you added without fighting. Waelewane ni kama this the nature of the soil and those things. It is like a human being. It is like a relationship to human being. Ama in an animal way. It is a God's nature. And you have to give it a time so kwanza they can react and can get the same relationship with a lot of sensing. So the soil can sense here there is something that we need to create a good relationship so we can work together. That is how these things works. That is why you have to leave it for 7 days. After leaving it 7 days, come back again, my friend. For the pomegranate, you come again, then you set your land the way the land it is. If it is a flat, just what you have to do, it is to set the line in a straight way. Now, the measurement to the plant in a line, make sure it is 2 meters. 2 meters, don't put more. It will depend with the variety that you are planting. And the variety that you are planting now, understand, it is a giant pomegranate, or the Bangwa pomegranate, which is a dwarf, and Puja, although Puja is not common, it is not a lot in our Africa. Puja, it is for Indian and some of the part of the Malaysia, and another way I saw it, still the people from the South America, they are trying to do it, the Puja. But all this pomegranate, if you are growing to manage it very well, you don't need to expand to make the spacing is very big. And for commercialization farmer, you need to make sure you are growing to the right thing way. So the space is 2 meters. And from line to the line, it is 3 meters. Or that one you can make it at least even 3.5 or 4 meters. 3 to 4 meters. If you have a tractor, the tractor can pass there in the future to just to dig the fallow. So they fallow for the rain season, so the water can be collected and get to that the mtaro, and then the water goes to the roots. Now, after doing those things, the process we have agreed, it is 2 meters by 3 or 2 meters by 4. That is the simple calculation. After that, during the planting, you need to come up with the Epsom salt during the planting, and molasses and chicken manure. Understand, when the plant it is very young, they need a lot of the nitrogen to grow, so they can produce a lot of the roots, and they can build more immunity to eat and more strength. Now, during when you are planting your pomegranate, you need only this. You have to put 2 cups of the chicken manure. After putting that, put Epsom salt 2 tablespoons, and molasses put 2 tablespoons, and then you can go to the places like the factory, Malamba tea factory, wherever you buy the tea leaves. For every hole, then you add 2 tablespoons of tea leaves, and another tea tablespoon for coffee. Then you mix very well. After mixing, then add the water. The water that you are adding, make sure to that water, after the moment you put the water, you can just sprinkle a little copper sulfate, a pinch of copper sulfate, a pinch to that. So make sure you leave it. First you mixed, you added water, and then during that you put the pinch of copper sulfate with your hand, just to pick from the package, and then you spread. After doing that, how this thing will work, this Uganga, that is why I told you people, you need to be minded up with a lot of the knowledge, because those things will create the natural nitrogen, and they will always make your plant, this young plant, to grow very well without a lot of the challenges, and they will grow very faster. It is just like you created your own lane, because the tea leaves will always make sure they are neutralizing, they are trying to get the moisture from somewhere, and then they create the moisture, so you don't need to be there doing the irrigation for the future. Just to plant during the rain season, and then you leave it. And if you are lucky and you have some water, you can connect the drips, the small drips, to support that formula, to save a lot of the moisture. You see, sometimes we learn these things while we are moving. Even me, I never knew. But it is a journey. And then another from there. Once you add that water, and then you sprinkle that copper sulfate. This copper sulfate, it is Uganga. So the soil cannot produce fungus. In case there is no good way of the management. Your soil will not get fungus or the bacteria, weeds, and in future your pomegranate will not be attacked from the root. And here, sorry, because I did not say the measurement of the hole, the digging the hole. The hole, you need to make sure you dig the 1.5 foot deep, and then at the across, make sure it is 1.5 feet too, for planting. So that is the measurement of the hole. Now from there, you have to go and wait for 14 days. Waiting for 14 days, you are letting still this mixture to create her own relationship, so they can work the perfect of creating moisture during the rain or during the summer season or the hot season. When you will come to plant your plant, you will need just to add another water. You add the water and then make sure you mixed again. You add the water and mix again, so they can, and then you leave it for a few times. Then the same day, or maybe the day that you think you can get a time to plant, you come with your plant. This is a pomegranate. This one, this variety, it is a giant pomegranate, dwarf giant pomegranate. This one I was given by the grandchild. I let me mix the grandchild. Even I'm doing the farming. Everyone I involve is now. You see. Now this plant, you can come. This is a paper. Make sure before you go to plant, you need to irrigate your plant with the water mixed with Epsom salt to create a new hormones and to make it so at least even when you transfer it, the plant cannot have a stress. So we normally do with the Epsom salt, and still you can do, if you don't have an Epsom salt, because not everyone can have that Epsom salt, you can have an egg. You get kienyeji egg, local egg. You just mix with water, and then you put the coffee. Either it is a grinded coffee or the Nescafe coffee. You mix very well with water, like 20 liters. 20 liters you need 5 eggs, and coffee you need 200 grams. Then you mix very well, and then you get the jerrycan. We call what the jerrycan. Please, sometimes I forgot some things, but you have understand. I'm talking about the irrigation jerrycan, the can, then irrigation can, then you irrigate to the roots of the seedling around during at the nursery, and that one you can start doing 14 days before you plant. Then the day that you will come, it is only come like this. This is a paper. Now you don't need to do a lot of things, just to lalua like here. You see, just to remove, since I'm not planting this right now, so I can't remove all the paper to make you happy, and then I lose my plant, which has costed me a lot of the money. So just to lalua there, and then I have to do it. I have to show you, because even I will make sure I plant it to somewhere. So you see, then you come like this. You see, that way. We have removed the paper. When you go to plant now, just will not need to interfere with this area. You will just dig at the hole, the small, just to measure. Like this is how this, just to test like this, the practical, like this. So you see this, then the same deeper, you will make sure you put. Don't load the soil to touch this stem. The soil that you treated, it can make your plant to dry if it will touch here. Always make sure the soil, the plant, the soil will cover only this up to here. Just a meaning up to there. So you leave the other up. Okay? Now that is the way it is. It is called the farming way. And once you plant this, once you plant it, let me to remove this, the uchafu. You have to be patient even higher. Now, once you plant, make sure something very important, and something we have to use our common sense. Instead of testing yourself and leaving the plant that way, get the dry matter. The dry matter, it is the dried leaves. These dried leaves, you will, like the nyasi, the grasses, the taka. But as long as it is dried, you come and put there. Since you treated your own soil, don't fear anything. You are safe. It is an insurance. Since you treated the soil, that is a first insurance, and you planted the right variety that was supposed to be treated like that, that is a good insurance. After covering with that dried matter, then leave it. Just continue irrigating every evening, at least with 1 liter of water. 1 liter of water for a period of 1 week. From 1 week, then start just jumping 2 days, 3 days, 4 days if no rain. If your zone is not good with the rain, like the way Garissa it is or the Ukambani. But if your area has a lot of the wet, no problem. These things is all about using the common sense. Depends with the management that you have it at the samba. Then from there, it will continue growing that way. Then you can, from there, just will continue with the process for the weeding. Instead of weeding for nothing, you can plant the wheat grass. You can, so for this wheat grass, you can harvest for eating, or for your chicken, or for your animal, and then the grass will be always continue doing mulching. You understand? This project, it is, at least you try the project to make sure it is not giving you a lot of the headache to invest a lot of the money at the same time. You plant this wheat, just the people will weed it for a very short time, and then you will come and harvest for your animals or for your consumption, and then the other dry matters will continue doing the mulching, and still you can do for hay, and still you can grow some skumas. You can do all the vegetables, whichever you want between at that 1 acre. You can try different things, whichever you want. They can't attack the pomegranate because you are sacred. You know what you invested at your soil before you plant, so it can't. There is no disease that come and attack your plant. During that time, I want us to talk until we see how we will come and harvest this variety. If you plant the right variety, at the 3rd year, they will start producing. They will be producing, and that year you will be selling, by the way. Because from the early year, they will start producing some flowers, but you will be removing, because you know you are not prepared to where you will take that few fruits. But the better you have to continue removing the flowers until that year, when you will start getting the fruits. During that, the fruit season, make sure your soil, you add another boron. You spread a lot of the Epsom salt, 100 kgs around all over just to sprinkle. Remember, the plant had been consuming, and because it had been consuming, you need to add the right thing that the pomegranate need. You know the pomegranate flower is very deep in color red. So if there is no enough magnesium and there is no enough calcium, they will not produce. The flowers will fall down. The flowers will be too much weak. So at the end of the time, you will lose. And no need. So make sure every season, every year of the pomegranate, you plant 100 kgs of Epsom salt. You plant the lime everywhere. We are talking about planting everywhere because the hair roots are all over. Then you put the 50 kgs, they always come 25 kgs of lime, for what I know, but make sure you put 20 bags of lime. You plant all over. Another thing, you have to go, you get the organic, the calcium nitrate, you plant. During when you plant, make sure you plant when the rain is near. This work we mostly do during the month of September and January. Although it will depend when the rain season normally come to your region. So you apply and then you let people just to mix with the majembes or just to mix with the cows. That way just the cows will flower. From there, wait the rain. The rain will come and your flowers will be deep color red. The flowers will determine whether your product will meet the quality of exporting. Another thing still, after doing those, then because it is coming the rain season, when the rain it will come, we especially experience before the rain came, there is a lot of the insects. Like the butterfly, there is a lot of the white fly, there is a lot of the fungus, there is a lot of the insects, by the way. But how can we control ourselves to avoid buying expensive chemicals to ensure our plants are very safe? Or the fruits that I'm expecting from the land, it is good. We do this. Go to the shop and buy. You can buy the serviette, by the way, and if you think the mine is very dirty, it's okay, no problem. Actually, you are at the grass, so I did not have. Go and buy this kind of this. You see this? Once you go to the shop and you buy, the problem I did not come with the materials to show you because some people, they were pressuring me, they want to know. So, and for me, for sure, I'm very good to help. I have to help you with a good information. So once you do for that, you will be successful. Then after getting this, go to the shop, buy the small mattress. I don't know about the inch, but you can buy the mattress, the one the school student, the one we can say the poor family can afford. That's a small mattress. The one is not just the bigger. It is the thin one. The thin one. Go and buy. Come and, for example, you see this. You measure it 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. You cut those two boxes 10 by 10 centimeters. Then for that 10 centimeters, just you cut. You cut at one side. Once you cut at that one side, you can put something we call the diesel. Go and buy the diesel. You want to destroy the environment for these insects so they can't come to your farm. And diesel is very cheap. And this mattress is very cheap. And this thing is very cheap. Sometimes we have to use here. While in university, we take our monies to somewhere it's not the right. Now, after putting that diesel, you got another thing that make sure you put only 1 tablespoon, by the way, to avoid it to kumwagika. Then come and cover. You put that box here, and then you get another this. Then you cover over, and then you get where it is this the group. You see this. After putting the box, then you come and then you put these grooves so they can be together, but the mattress will be inside. The mattress will be inside. So after doing that, this one, after putting this glue, they will itasikana, yana meaning itasikana. It is just like this, so the mattress is inside, and here you have put the glue, and that and this, so the mattress is inside. So from there you get a small the small wire, either it is a copper wire or the kamba. I don't think I have those some of the materials, but it is okay. I hope you are understanding the sting. Then you come and you just put here, it will attach the mattress inside, and then you tie it to your top pomegranate. This is just like a second here. Top of the pomegranate. When you touch there, when the sun will lay, the sun will just try to melt that diesel inside the mattress. So the area of the land will be smelling diesel. Diesel not bad with you when you go to work there. And that the smell is very little to affect a human being. But it can't allow any insect to come from your neighbor or to come anywhere and to come to destroy your plant. So your flowers will be safe. No insect will affect your flower, and no insect will affect your fruit. Okay? That is how we work. One thing and one lesson you have to understand from there is this destroying the environment for insects. It is because we save money for the spraying labeling. You will save a lot of the money through buying to avoid buying unnecessary chemicals that will not help you at the end of the day. And you will be saving because you will not need to spray anything unless you want to spray the nitrogen, which is sometimes we recommend nitrogen with boron and calcium during when you want the deeper color of the pomegranate. Those things are okay. It is just like you are trying to make the fruit itself to feel it is okay, and it is just like cold areas. That is how these things works. Higher from there, we have talked about that the pesticide. Now before you go to harvest, before you harvest your fruits, you will need, before to harvest the pomegranate, you will need something we call the honey or the brown sugar. To those who can't afford the honey, brown sugar, I have an experience, it works. Just ferment them with yellow flour, ugali yellow flour. When you ferment at the drum or the mtungi or the bucket, just you take like 1 kg, you can go it to the 1 kg, one drum of 200 liters, and the unga 1 bucket, yellow unga. When they are okay, that fermentation, after covering it for 14 days to 21 days, you chunga that water. Once you chunga that water, to avoid the insect to start, at the soil there is some of the bacteria. I think it is called I learned many years ago about, but I know you people about the anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria, something like that. So to avoid aerobic bacteria to come to start affecting. You know, aerobic, it is bacteria that is in just the air. It is just there. It is very hard to see them, but they are there. So they start coming to start attacking here. You see, attacking here. Once they start getting here, they feel they are very safe. They normally hide themselves here. Then after getting here, they will start destroying the quality of the fruit. So the fruit will start getting na magunyu. Like someone who posted the maembe at the Digital Farmers Facebook. So that magunyu will start destroying inside the pomegranate without knowing, my people. And I think once they start destroying, you will think you have a quality, but you have takataka there. So that's the mixture. Then we get some of things here. Allow me to get the karatasi story. I don't know. So let me help you, because it is very good to show you people. Let me get it. Now, after I was trying to look this, you see this paper, your honey fermentation, my friends, with yellow ugali flour from the yellow maize, original from the yellow maize. That water, you just open this. I don't. Okay, yeah, it is now okay. You get that kind of the fermentation. You see this way. Then you get this table. You just fetch that water. You put here. It is fermented water from the drum. After making it between 14 days to 21. Then after making it, just don't seal. Just you dunga here the casimo with a copper wire copper, or just the sting. It will depend what you can afford. Then you take it to the stem, down the stem of the plant, like stems. When I'm talking the stem, it is somewhere like here, during when the plant is very big here. You see here? So all the bacteria are from the soil that they are trying to go to get the water up to the plant, or up to the stem and the leaves. They will be attacked and they will lever. They will get alcoholic and they will sleep. They will lack the energy to go to a necessary place that they are not supposed to go. So that is how you have to do. So you have to make sure you get those kind of the papers. They will always make you to successful before you reach those journey. And I think from there I'm okay. I want to ask to taste this. Now after 3 months, I have to open it so you can know. How to open the pomegranate, by the way. You see this, you see here. You see, if you can see here, it is a star. This one is a star, 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 star. You come and then just you do this. Yeah, you do this, and then you see, I want to. Now this is a pomegranate. I have shown you how. Then you cut up to there. And then you come another side this way. I hope you are seeing. You cut. You see that way? I did not remove here. This stalk is very, very hard. Yeah. Now, as you can see, since you see, after 3 months, still you can eat. I'm using the office things. Yeah. Very fermented. It is just like a pombe, and I like it. Now I think I want you to see. You see, it is a very good pomegranate. Check here. You see, very sugar and very fermented very well. It is because the variety it had the sugar. It is not sour, so it is very nice. You enjoy. So this, even the buyer, the people who like to buy the wine, they will prefer to buy from the one it is already in a car. Now, thank you very much for watching this video. It will help you. The most important what I can tell you for farming, the good variety, it is an insurance to a farmer. If you plant the right variety from the beginning, during the harvesting and production, you will be not ashamed. You will be expecting the insurance will cover for you, because you paid a good insurance to make your journey and process to be very successful. That is what I can be say to you. And thank you for watching. Keep learning. If you use this video for your project, my friend, you will never be you again. You are most important, and you are worthy to success. You are worthy to success. So I appreciate, and I'm very happy. What we can say, have a blessed time, and please subscribe my YouTube channel if you want. When I have some few times I have to express you how to do. If you want to invest like something, let me know in organical way or natural way. Comment at down our YouTube channel, and then I will talk about it and I will let you know. So thank you very much. Have a blessed time, and God bless you and bless your investment. Thank you.